You look at the Houston Astros, they have knocked you guys out of the playoffs 4 times since 2015. This last time, decidedly so, in 4 games in the ALCS. When you look at that organization, why do you think they're better?
I'm not going to make excuses. They did go into the playoffs a bit healthier than us. But like I said, they're a great team. I don't believe they're doing anything that we're not doing.
So in part 1 of the Yes Network's Hot Stove premiere, Hal Steinbrenner basically said that the Astros basically won because they were healthier than us. And I don't know about you, but that's an excuse. The real reason I would want to hear is, hey, look, Cashman, he's been on this job for a long time. Unfortunately, this year, he didn't perform to the way that I told him we should have and what we expected. But unfortunately, we didn't win and we lost to a better team, a team that is better organized, a team that is well structured, that isn't scared of making the moves necessary in management in order to possibly win a championship, even though everything before then was possibly tainted. But they moved forward and found a way to make it better. Maybe something like that would have been a lot better than just hearing the poor excuse of injuries. Yes, of course, everyone has injuries, and I'm sure many Yankees fans would want to go that easy route and just say, yeah, well, the Astros, they were healthier than us, and, we lost Benintendi, we lost DJ LeMahieu, and those are 2 contact-hitting guys. What if those guys didn't show up like all of the other hitters in the Yankees lineup? Does anyone think about that?
Had we rolled into the postseason relatively healthy, particularly with a couple players like Benintendi and LeMahieu, really good contact hitters, I think we would have done better in the playoffs. I think we would have scored more runs. Houston's a great team, not taking anything away from them, but when you're facing great pitching, you got to have a balanced lineup, and with those 2 guys injured, I think it affected us, and hopefully stay healthier than we did this year, because it did have an effect. I mean, all teams have injuries. Tampa had a lot of injuries, so you don't hurt them in the playoffs too. It's a fact of life.
Yes, we could have used a Benintendi. Yes, we could have used a DJ LeMahieu. And they would have been awesome. They would have been a whole lot better than having a Josh Donaldson. But I guarantee you, a Josh Donaldson would have still been in the lineup. And I guarantee you, Josh Donaldson would still have those opportunities in runners and scoring positions. But no, Cashman decided to have Josh Donaldson be on the team and take $25 million on his contract, take on that huge contract, $50 million in total, because no one else, no other GMs took it. No other GMs, they were laughing. The Twins were laughing probably once the trade got approved. Laughing. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that, yes, if we had Benintendi and DJ, maybe we would have beaten the Astros. Are you kidding me? No, it's so much more. Our bullpen sucked. The starting rotation was decent. Surprisingly, it was decent. Colt finally stepped up. But besides that, none of the hitters came up. Not even Judge. And can we blame the dude? He had so much stress on himself trying to hit that 62 home runs, hearing Yankee fans booing and all the pressure. That's exhausting. Yes, he should have shown up in the playoffs, but hey, can we give him a break? Houston Astros gave Altuve a break when he was going like 0 for 25. You might as well consider Altuve and Brantley both injured because they produced nothing for the Astros basically in the postseason. And those are 2 essential players. But the Yankees want to say no. Hal at least wants to say no. Let's blame it that they were healthier than us. They were healthier than us. Are you kidding me? It goes back to the fact that it's the upper management, right? And Brian Cashman, they're both there talking and like, oh yeah, no. Like our team was the team that was dominating in the beginning of the season.
I think we all have to realize that the team that we fielded opening day that Cash put together was one of the most dominant teams in all of baseball for months, not weeks, months. Then we got hit by a lot of significant injuries. A good amount of significant injuries, not pulled hamstrings. Season-ending injuries in numerous cases, and it affected us.
Well, guess what? The Marlins dominated in spring training. Does that mean that they're ready to go and that they're the best team? No. Yes, it's awesome that we dominated for a couple of months in the beginning of the season, but in the beginning of the season, it really doesn't matter. What really matters is at the end, and you saw that with the Philadelphia Phillies. They sucked with Joe Girardi, but then they made a move, fired him, got Rob Thompson, which we did have him in the Yankees organization, but, he went on to the Phillies, and he led that team into the World Series. A team that was basically an underdog to the Astros made it to the World Series, and it doesn't matter. If you compare the Phillies with the Yankees in the beginning of the seasons, you would say the Phillies have zero chance, and they're a horrible organization. And if we just compare it with that season, the Phillies are better. Why? Because it all matters. What matters is how you finish, not how you start. And it's ridiculous to me that Hal Steinbrenner says, oh, well, we basically have the best team. We have the balanced team. We had our perfect team there. Are you kidding me? Donaldson, IKF? Are you kidding me? Like, those are the guys that are actually going to win us a World Series? And on top of that, Hal has the balls. Hal has the balls to say that, oh, yeah, well, the Astros, yeah, I mean, they make pivots and that they're able to, when they lose a star, they're able to bring up a guy. And, yeah, well, we're going to be doing the same thing.
If they have a good young option below to come up, and we're going to be doing some of the same things, too.
Are you kidding me? We didn't even do that when it came to we had the opportunity when we had a hole right there at shortstop because Glaber couldn't come up to the moment and actually be our shortstop. So we could have brought up one of the young guys. We could have said, hey, look, maybe this guy isn't ready, but let's bring him on up. Let's give him the experience, no pressure. Go on up there, show us what you can do, and all the guys around will take care of it. And that's what the Astros did. They brought up Pena. I think he actually sucked in the beginning of the season because he was just getting used to everything. But everyone around him helped him out. He batted in front of Alvarez. And Alvarez was a killer in the playoffs. And you see how much the Astros trusted in Pena to actually come through because he was actually going to start getting pitches because no one wanted to go and face Alvarez. So why didn't we do something similar? And that's the thing is that if Hal wants to say, oh, yeah, we're doing the same thing. I mean, we're not. Maybe Volpe, I understand if he's not ready, but damn, just bring up the kid. A lot of teams bring up double A and bring him up straight up. Why not? Or if not, if you want Volpe to stay down there and make it to triple A and blah, 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 then that's fine. Bring up Peraza, Cabrera. These guys were ready. They were killing it. Why not bring those guys up? But no, the Yankees, the way that they do player development, and even though there's other teams interested in blah, blah, blah.
Have you been happy on the player development side in this organization?
I think so, and I think a testament is the last couple trade deadlines. There's been a lot of our players, a lot of different players that have been asked about and requested.
Of course, there's always going to be other teams interested in your prospects. But at the end of the day, the way that the Yankees bring up their prospects and bring them up through the system takes way too long. You look at the Seattle Mariners and how they brought up Julio Rodriguez and how that guy made a huge impact. The Houston Astros, Jeremy Pena. You look at these guys and you say, why don't we have someone like that? Why don't we have a rookie coming up here and proving himself? Because all of these rookies are hungry to prove themselves. Why don't we have that? But instead, we have a Josh Donaldson that has already proven himself back in like 2015, 2016 when he won the MVP. And now he's just taking his time, just waiting for retirement because he already made his money. He has nothing to prove. Nothing. So why are we wasting our time with players like that? And to say that we are close because of that start of the season and that, oh, if only we would have kept that momentum going. No. It doesn't work that way. You can have a great start of the season. It just matters how it ends. You see that with the Washington Nationals. You see that with the Atlanta Braves. Those were the last few teams that won the World Series, and they didn't start the season off great. It's very rare that you see teams that start off really, really great and then win it all at the end. Dodgers always start off really, really great, and they've only won it once, and that was the 2020 season, the shortened season. So changes need to be made, and I don't know how many times I have to say it, but it's just, can we expect any changes this offseason? Because at the end of the day, what I'm hearing is that we had the perfect team, meaning we had IKF, Donaldson. That is our perfect team. And so why do we need to make any changes? We have the pro scouting, the analytics, and those two balance, and I'm in love with Brian Cashman, blah, 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 and that's all I'm hearing. But are you kidding me? Healthier than us? That's the excuse. You can do better.
unacceptable what happened. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.